There is a difference in being peaceful and living in peace versus living from a place of peace. Living in peace can mean having peace all around you or even making your surroundings peaceful. But living from a place of peace is a position. It's a state of mind. The first way, living in peace, is not bad at all. It can entail removing strife and worry and negativity, stressors, etc. But in that scenario, things that are not peaceful can always appear and bum rush you. Circumstances beyond your control can arise. Disruptors can all of a sudden take over, just like things that are going on now. Things in the world, things that come to try to steal your peace and focus. And these things that are going on in the world that we all see, these are things that are beyond our control. There are certain things that, again, that's just not, they are outside of what we can do within our strength. And so there are things that can try to negatively affect our state of mind and thus our peace if we allow it. And some of these things can even leave us, in a place of anger, saddened, disappointed, and sometimes even confused. So, yeah, it's not a bad thing to surround yourself in peace, finding peaceful places to spend time and making your abode and your atmosphere full of peace, thinking peaceful thoughts. But what we really want to do is go a step beyond that and begin to operate from peace. Meaning storms may come and difficulties may arise, but at our core, we know I will not be moved. That's a stable place. And we don't get there just by filling our places and our spaces with positive affirmations and setting up things, in a peaceful manner. No, we get there by living from an assured position in God. It's really about our stance, our footing, our position. Think about it. Once you hit a position, once you hit a place, you get to a place, a sweet spot, you know it's yours. You operate differently. You know that it's meant for you. That seat is yours. Almost like it was just waiting for you to get there. And you are not easily moved from that position. Why? Because that's your position. You're operating differently. You're operating from a knowing. It may not have even been necessarily comfortable at first. So you didn't show up, secure in that position, maybe when you first arrived at that place, it was difficult and even navigating it. But then you realize that you are not there lightly or by happenstance or on your own doing. You are actually led there, drawn there by the leading of the Lord, even if you didn't realize it at first. So what does this leading to a place, leading to a position, leading to a seat, what does it look like practically, like to walk through? It's not always pretty. Can look like toiling, going over and over and over a thing, around and around and around the same mountain, issue or thought process. Trying to make sense, make sense out of something, justifying it in our own ways, falling down, and getting back up again, like messing up, not understanding, not getting things right, struggling in an area, but getting back up again over and over, questioning and then believing, and then doubting and then believing, and then questioning and then believing, and doubting and believing. You may be running away when you know that you're being called. Then somehow you are still led back to that same exact proverbial place. That's because it's about getting us to a place, a mindset, a footing, and assurance. And so after a while of all of this, we start to understand that none of this is coincidence. All that we've been going through has been used by the hands of God for our molding, for our betterment, to reset our minds and to build our character. Through trial and error, we worked out our kinks. Through that adversity, we're made physically, mentally, and spiritually stronger, more confident, assured. We realize that all of this has actually directed us to the place where God has called us to be. And that was leading us to a place. And that is why we can step into this position. We can step into our position of assurance and operate from peace in knowing. We've been tried in that thing. And so with knowing, it's knowing that I won't be rocked, knowing that I won't be shaken, knowing I won't be moved, knowing I won't change my mind, knowing this is my spot. And that is when peace flows. It flows from our very being and not just our mouth. It flows like a river. It's the core of us. And in everything that we do is initiated from that peace, the position of assurance. So if you look at it, living from the position of peace is actually living and standing in the assurance of God. And that is our optimal place, the position that is covered by the hands of God.